Rightio, now we're on to the Enduro. So we're going to talk about the Enduro and some of the design aspects of that. So take it away, Steve.
Sure. So the kites, all the Ozone range, as we go through, they're all made with the Tasian V2. They're all made with Tasian leading edge material or background. So we won't go over that. All the reinforcements are pretty much the same all through the kites. The only thing that's really changing is the design as we go through each model. So the catalyst, which was around for several years, got renamed, and I know we just went through the catalyst, but that's version 1 and it's a new design, and Ozone changed the name because that kite was becoming very high performance. And so this is the Enduro V1, which was based on the older catalyst, which had been around for 8 years. And now it's in its first new sort of incarnation, and it's called V1 Enduro. One of my favorite kites. I just love the way it performs. It has a more upright, squared up sort of design, and I call that sort of more of an open sea style of kite, pretty much like the old catalyst. The key thing that the designer has done in this particular kite has allowed for 3 settings within the bridle, and it has a freestyle, freeride and wave setting, and they're adjusted just in here in the center of the kite. Very quick and easy to do. At the moment the kite comes from the factory on the freeride setting. If you want to change the bridle to any of the other 2 settings, it's quickly just loosen the lark's head there. Coming out goes to the freestyle, and then going all the way in to that inner knot is the wave setting. And that's how quick and easy it is to change. It makes a significant difference to the kite though. Particularly, you notice it if you ride surfboards, strapped or unstrapped. The wave setting is excellent. And there's a big difference between the wave and the freestyle setting. And I noticed this testing it on the beach back to back with a Rio that, on freestyle I just can't ride this kite on a surfboard. And yet moving that bridle, whatever it is, about
2 inches or so.
Yeah, 2 inches, 2.5 inches, 3 inches. That makes a huge difference to the kite.
What sort of input would you have in regards to bar pressure and performance, compared to the 3 settings? So from a wave to a free ride to a freestyle, what would the rider feel in particular?
The biggest difference you'll notice is freestyle to wave. Freestyle is good for unhooking, and the old catalyst was getting really good for that too. And a lot of people that were sort of, rode a range of gear, like rode boots sometimes, but then rode surfboards. They loved the catalyst because it could do everything. It unhooked well on waves, but it also unhooked well for learning basic wake sort of moves. And then when you move to the wave setting, you notice that it sort of closes the kite up a bit, and the D-power is shorter, a shorter stroke. It's much better for wave riding. You can actually D-power and steer with one hand, which you do from linking top and bottom turns. You're just changing one hand to the other and just riding with one hand. It's particularly good for that, and I guess for just general free riding, this kite boosts fantastically because it's got a really nice turn in that middle setting. So it turns without stalling, and it has power in that turn. And that's good for looping as well.
It's one thing I noticed. I rode this kite yesterday down at Bacasia and had a really nice session. It was about 20 knots or so, and instantly just the hang time and the boosting, and it just performed well. I mean, it's a very different kite to the kites I usually ride, but within 10 minutes I felt like it was a kite that I owned and was really comfortable flying it. So the performance of the Enduro and just the tunability and the overall design, I think, is really, really on point. You notice the difference in the wingtips from the catalyst to the Enduro. The Enduro's got a lot more squarer wingtips. Do you want to go over the design aspects of that, Steve, and how that would influence someone's decision?
It basically makes the kite more powerful, and it turns tighter with power. And pretty much more advanced riders desire that quality in a kite. They want that power in the turn, they can handle the power in the turn, and they particularly want that acceleration that you get from the powerful turn, whether it's looping or riding a wave down the line. You've got 3 different wingtip settings, and basically I pretty much without fail on all my bigger kites, like a 12, I have it on the plus setting, which means it turns tighter or faster, but it has the least bar pressure. And the other way, if you go down here on the smaller kites, I increase the bar pressure and decrease the turning speed.
Yep.
I want them less reactive.
Yeah.
So the kites that are in the middle, the 9s and 8, 9, 10, I probably have in the middle, but from 7 down, definitely on this one.
Yeah.
And all my big kites are set up like this, and this is one of my personal kites.
Yeah.
And so is the 14, and you'll see the 14's directly behind here. I use this kite a lot, fantastic in waves, and it is also on that light bar pressure, tighter turning setting. Really, really impressed with this as a light wind wave kite, and particularly big guys. I'm 80 kilos. Anyone sort of 90 to 100 will love this kite as their main lighter wind wave kite.
Yeah. Sure. Really good. So that's the Enduro. Really fantastic kite. Really enjoyed it yesterday. Performed outstandingly. So we're gonna go and check out the Rio now, and then make our way down the line and other Ozone brands. So let's get into that.